Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica. If you're new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you. I'd love you to hit that subscribe button before leaving and give it a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get started. So today's video is all about a foundation that I really haven't seen much about on YouTube. It is an older foundation, but it's only about $6 to $8 depending upon where you buy it from. And the shade range, it's about 11 to 12 shades. I don't remember the exact number, but it's not like a huge shade range either. This is the lightest one in 705 Ivory. It is the Covergirl CG Smoothers. All it says is that it continuously hydrates for hours so your skin looks smooth. It's unscented, which I love. I don't really know why foundations have scents in them, and that it won't clog your pores. But I liked it because it's super small. It's about the size of the palm of my hand, and it's easy to travel with because it's plastic and it's a squeeze bottle, so you don't have to worry about it spilling out or breaking. So on this side of my face, I'm going to go ahead and use my L'Oreal sponge, and the other side I'm going to use my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I did squeeze some out my hand, and it is not moving. It kind of reminds me of the consistency of the IT CC cream, just because it is thicker and not really runny. All right, I don't know how much we need, so let's go ahead and start on this side. Let me just adjust my mirror with my sponge. The color does look a tad light for me compared to what I'm used to wearing. This is their lightest shade that they had. But a lot of times CoverGirl foundations seem to be dark, so that's why I kind of picked up the lightest one. I can definitely make this work. I'm sorry, that's my dryer. Just stopped. It likes to sing a song when it's done. But it definitely is a little bit light, but that's not a problem. I can always make it a little bit darker with a bronzer. Okay, with this sponge, it gives like this healthy kind of satin finish. It's kind of melting right into my skin, and it's definitely a light coverage. Let's see what it does with the brush. I do like how it's just going into my skin. I have combination skin. It does tend to be a little bit more dry right now during the winter time, even though I live in Florida. It's humid, but not as humid as it usually is. Okay, with the brush you do get a little bit more of a coverage, which you'd expect. It looks like a satin finish just like the other side. I don't see a huge difference between the two sides. This one I still see a little bit more discoloration in my cheeks than I do here, but it's definitely still a light coverage with the brush, and it's a little bit lighter even with the sponge. So I want to see if we can build it up at all. I personally like a natural coverage foundation, so this would be great for like going to the pool or something like that, but for work or something I would want a little bit more coverage than this. So let's see. I don't see a huge difference in whether or not you use the brush or the sponge for application either. So depending upon what you prefer, both sides actually look really nice, whether you use the sponge or the brush. Okay, it does look like it's building up, which is nice. It's not getting cakey or anything like that. I am building it more to like a heavy light to medium coverage. And it does look very natural. It's not like super dewy. It's actually a really pretty like satin finish. Let's do it with the brush side and see how it builds up. I have to say with the brush side, I am noticing in the mirror, I don't know if you can see it, I am seeing like my lines a little bit more on my forehead compared to the sponge side. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead, I like the way it's sitting with the sponge better, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over my whole face, just dabbing it with the sponge to get that look. And it took away that line I was talking about that I was noticing. You can't really get rid of this long line, that's always there. But there was other little lines that I was noticing with the brush. Okay, so this is definitely more of like a heavy light to a light medium. I would have to say if you like a medium to full coverage foundation, this might not be for you because it definitely looks more natural. I do like the way it's sitting on my skin. I love that it's not super dewy. It doesn't have a scent to it. And I like how it just looks, it does look smoothing on my face. It's not super glowy, but it does look like a healthy, like kind of glow to it. And it looks, you know, like a satin finish. I love how it just evened out my skin tone. I do like the way it went on with a sponge better, and I do like it with using 2 pumps versus 1 because it looks a little more of, like I said, a heavy light to light medium coverage, but it looks really pretty. So I would definitely prefer it with the sponge using 2 pumps. Like I said, if you like medium to full, this probably is not for you because it definitely does not give like a full medium or a full look. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my look and see how it sets down. I don't really feel like it needs to be powdered, so I'm not gonna powder it. I haven't really heard too much about the Pixi palettes either, and I did a review on this. If you haven't seen it, I will link it down below. I really like the color payoff that these shadows give and the price point of them, and you just get so many different colors, and there's shimmers and there's mattes. And I know Pixi just came out with some new palettes because this one is sold out at the current time, but I really, really like this. So if you're on the hunt for a drugstore palette for a good price, I would tell you to pick up one of the Pixi ones and try it out. All right, I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade up here in the corner and just put it all over my lid to kind of give it that base color. But I've been really pleasantly surprised with the color payoff and the price of these palettes. And just the different looks. You can either create a matte look, or you can create a shimmer look, or you can combine your matte and shimmers together, which is generally what I tend to do because I like to have a little bit of a shimmer and not like an all over. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna go in and I'm going to use my e.l.f. Let's see, this is my e.l.f. concealer brush, but I like to use it to do a V because it's nice and tiny. And I'm gonna go in, let's have a little bit of fun. I've never used this dark, it's like a dark blue, it's so pretty. And I am generally a neutral kind of person, so this kind of scares me, but I'm gonna try it out and use it just in my V and see how it looks. Because generally I go for browns and purples, and I don't do other colors than that. That actually looks really pretty. All right, so I'm gonna do it to the other side. Just creating that outer V. You can see how pigmented it is. I'm like using very, very little, and it is really depositing a color. Okay. I'm gonna go in with, let's see, this is my e.l.f. eye crease brush. Look how dark that is. Wow. Okay, and I'm gonna go in with this. It kind of is like a nutmeg color. And I'm gonna just lay that right in the center of my eye, blending it into the blue. And I think I'm also going to use that as my crease color. So I'm going to just bring it up as a halo above the blue. So I'm only going right in the center of my eye because I want to leave the inner corner to do a lighter color to kind of brighten up my eye, especially since I'm doing such a dark color, which is something I usually don't do. But I've seen a lot of people on the Beauty Chit Chat group that I'm in do really pretty blue eyes. So I'm gonna try it out. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with just a flat brush, and I'm gonna pick up like this, go back in with this really, really light color. I'm just gonna put it in the corner to try to brighten it up a little bit. Here we go. Okay, and then to get rid of this harsh stop and start line, I'm going to use just a bigger brush. I'm gonna use kind of, it's a rose gold color. It's really pretty. And I'm just gonna kind of swirl it to give a little bit of shimmer to my eye and blend those colors together. It looks really pretty. But I don't hear much about Pixi, and I have to say I'm really pleased with their eyeshadow palettes. I am having a little bit of fallout with it today, which I didn't when I reviewed the palette, but to be honest, I am also using different brushes. But to be honest with you, I'm not having as much fallout as I do with my Anastasia Beverly Hill ones. So Wow, that looks so, so pretty. Look at all the color payoff from that. Okay, I'm gonna go in trying to stick with some of my drugstore products since I'm using drugstore foundation. I'm gonna use my Maybelline Unstoppable eyeliner. I'm gonna go in about halfway into my eye, and I'm gonna just drag it out towards the outer corner. I don't want to pull it all the way in because it'll make my eye look more closed. And I already have kind of small eyes, so this helps to open up my eye a little bit more. Okay, and I know some people don't like tugging at their eye because they said sometimes that the line doesn't look as precise when they let go, but I guess I've been doing it so long that I'm just used to doing it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with my angled brush. And I don't want my eyeliner down below because it's just such a dark eyeliner color. So I'm going to use the eyeshadow palette with an angled brush. And I'm gonna go in with that blue. I'm just gonna be like totally different today and see what this looks like as my under eyeliner. I think this is the first time I've ever put blue eyeshadow on. Like, ever. Okay, that actually looks really pretty. And from far away, you can't even really tell that it's blue. It almost looks like I just did like a slate or like a brown color. Okay, actually looks really nice. I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Blush in Nude. I love this blush. And as you can see how much I love it, I'm definitely gonna repurchase it when it is gone. It is so pretty. Okay. It is going over nicely because a lot of times I powder my foundations and I don't feel like this one needs to be powdered. And it is going over nicely. There is a little bit of a tug, but not much. I really like, this really does remind me a lot of the IT CC cream. The only thing I notice is that it is settling into my lines a little bit more than the IT CC cream does. Up here I always have it happen, but it is going a little bit into my smile line, whereas my IT CC cream does not really do that. So, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows just a little bit with my Benefit 3. I'm just gonna brush them down. I find it so much easier to do it this way. And just put a little bit of color to make them look a little bit more even. On both sides, and then I'm just gonna push it back up. And the color just blends right in like this. And it's so much easier to do it that way. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to just brighten up underneath my eye with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder and a fluffy brush. One of the things that I do is I like to sweep it underneath my eye and then bring it down along my nose and on both sides, because I find that it just helps, especially with being so fair, to kind of give that contour without the darkness. It just brightens up my face, so I really like doing that. If you haven't done it, I'd at least try it to see if you like it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to curl my eyelashes. The combination that I've really been loving is the L'Oreal combination of the primer and mascara. I haven't had any problem with it flaking. It tends to stay on my eyes really nicely. It separates. I really feel like this primer makes the mascara hold on. I can make it look natural, or I can make it look more defined as well. So I love that you can get different looks with the primer depending upon what you want to do. More boldness, or if you just want it to look natural, you can just do it either way. Okay. I've also found when I do my mascara on my bottom lashes, which I don't do very often, but if I do use the primer and then the mascara, I notice that, sorry, my hair keeps bothering me. This is why I don't straighten it very often. But if I use the primer and then the mascara, I notice that it doesn't run if my eyes are runny at all from allergies. So I'm really, really liking this primer with it. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end with one of my favorite lipstick, which is Maybelline Romantic Rose. It is a nice cool tone pink. It's so pretty. Okay, And then I really have been liking, I just picked up the Milani, this is in Prismatic Peach, to add a little bit of a shine because it has a little bit of a shimmer. I don't know if you can see it in there, and it's not sticky. It has like a mint taste to it. Not taste, but kind of smell. And it just adds like that shine. It just looks so, so pretty. Okay, I have to say, for combination skin, I really like this foundation. I don't like that it's settling into the lines, but everywhere else looks really nice on my skin. I mean, it does look soothing. I like that it's travel friendly. I think that this would be more of something I'd wear like in the summertime when I only want one coat, because with the one coat, it looks natural, like a light coverage, and it didn't really settle into the lines. It started settling in when I used the second application to try to make it a little bit thicker. But overall, I mean, I think everything else looks really nice, minus my lines here and my lines here. So one coat maybe in the summertime, like going out to the pool or to the beach, because it does look nice, it does even out. But for an everyday thing, I think it would bother me how it's settling into the lines. I'm even seeing it in my smaller lines right now, and definitely right here in my, you can see right there in my smile line, but also I have little lines that you can see showing up, which those don't always show up with a lot of foundations. Just the long one does. So overall, it's an okay foundation. I wouldn't say that this is something that you have to have, but for $6 to $8, maybe if you try it with a primer or something, I'm just not one, I don't really like primers. Or if your skin texture is different, you don't have as much fine lines as I do, you might like this. And for $6 to $8, I mean, why not? It'd be something that you could quickly put on in the summertime and not have to worry about spending a whole bunch of money on something just for light coverage. So this wouldn't be my everyday go-to, but it definitely looks pretty in other areas. So I thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my other videos. Bye guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to jump on here because I walked past the mirror after 5 hours of wearing this foundation and thought, no. So let's take a closer look. The cheeks still look good, but up here, if you have any sort of fine lines, I have all kinds of lines showing with this foundation. I mean, it's pretty normal for me to have this long line, but all these little ones, I usually don't see those. So yeah, after 2 coats of having this foundation on for 5 hours, the rest of my face looks good. But if you have any type of fine lines, you probably want to skip this foundation. So I just wanted to give you an update. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.